Hey guys, story time with the devil. That's right, story time. Now I've been sitting here trying to think of stuff, and when I do vlogs and story times and everything, I think of shit off the top of my head. It's pretty fun. I don't sit down and write down what I'm gonna do. I mean, there's sometimes I'll plan a video out, but I don't sit there and write anything down. I just go with what I feel. So I'm gonna tell you guys the story of. Maybe I should start writing this shit down so I don't have pauses in the videos like this. Nah. There's a lot of things in my life that's happened. Great things, very bad things. And then, stuff in between that was either pretty funny, pretty sad, pretty good, pretty bad, all boring as hell. And the story time I will tell you guys isn't really so much as a story of one event. It's more of my childhood, if that makes any sense. Well, as you all know from my videos, my birthday was last week. I'm 29 years old. I was born in 1986. May 28th, 1986. I was born in Baltimore, Maryland. I lived in Maryland, or I lived in Baltimore, Maryland, or Brooklyn, Baltimore, for about 6, 7 years of my life. Then, you know, moved to West Virginia. I've been in West Virginia more in my life than any fucking place else. No, I'm serious. I mean, it's, yeah. And, my childhood was one with some hardships, some weird events, and it was just one of those childhoods you just like, you went through some shit. Through my childhood, I really didn't know most of my family. There's some family members I knew. There's some family members I didn't know. Like I had an uncle who was constantly in jail. And to show you how bad it is between me and him live in the same exact place, same exact city. Don't even talk to each other. As for my dad, that's kind of a weird subject because I knew who my dad was. I know who my dad is. It's certain circumstances, I guess, in life really didn't have me and him have a relationship like now. Me and him talk on a daily basis. I mean, we talk for all day, either through Facebook, text messaging, playing Call of Duty. We talk, and I love that. Me and him had our falling outs and stuff like that, but that's going to happen when you get two people together that are the same exact person, same exact attitude, and don't see eye to eye on a lot of shit. That happens. But he knows I love him to death, and I know he loves me. That's neither here nor there. Me and him have a great relationship now, and I couldn't ask for anything else. The hardest part of my childhood, I would have to say, was my stepfather. He was a complete dick. He really was. He would beat my mom. He beat me damn near to death. He was a druggie. He was cheating on my mom. The funny thing is, when I met this guy and this guy was around, he seemed like the best thing in the world. When I was a kid, I didn't know anything about drugs, alcohol, what he did, or anything like that. And after him and my mom got married, it seemed like that's when everything went to shit. He was abusive. He knocked her tooth out, everything like that. Beat me down one day. One day he had my mom pinned down on the couch, getting ready to hit her, and I fucking got sick of it. I took a baseball bat and I beat that motherfucker in the back of the skull with it. knocked him out long enough for me and my mom to get out of the house and go to my grandmother's. Well, my mom finally got tired of his shit and he was fucking gone. She didn't let him back in his life, didn't let him back in my life. Well, a couple years went by before I saw him again. And I was a lot bigger, I was a lot stronger, I was a hell of a lot meaner. And when he was there, he was part of a meat delivering service, like steaks and shit. Almost like Schwann's, but it was meat and like produce, shit like that. Well, my mom told me to come out of the bedroom. We were living in Leon, West Virginia. It's days. She goes, why don't you come in here and let the bedroom and see how big you got? And I walked out and I looked at it and Mom was like, I want to see you. He goes, damn boy, you got big. I looked at him and I was like, and I walked back into the bedroom. I saw him in my teens, like when I was about 20, 19 years old. In 19, and I kicked the shit out of him. Big boy. Walked up to him, just beat his ass, and walked away. But, you know, he treated me pretty good before they got married. He would take me to fairs, demolition derbies, monster trucks, concerts. Took me to Bristol, Tennessee to see drag racing because I loved it. We always did stuff together. Always did stuff together. Then the ring on the finger changed every fucking thing, I guess. And then, I mean, I was sick when I was little a few times. Like, I had pneumonia a couple times. I had stomach viruses a lot. But I wasn't to the point of where I had to stay in the house. Damn near lost half my leg from a cut that got infected, which dumbass stepdad ended up in the hospital for. A bunch of car wrecks happened. Be it from snow, people not paying fucking attention to where they're going, stuff like that. Damn near snapped my back in half when I was about 8 or 9. I got a 4-wheeler for my birthday, and it was $50, but they had to fix the drive shaft. The drive shaft, not drive shaft, the steering column, where the handlebars are, got fixed. I was driving around, I was having a good time, and I was starting to go a little faster, get a little bit more throttle to everything. And I hit the throttle got stuck, fucking steering column broke. I went up, then it was so weird how it was placed. There was a piece of plywood laying against the van, or not van, the Jeep. I drove up that. I flipped off the 4-wheeler, I went about 6-7 feet in the air, landed on my stomach. The 4-wheeler came down and landed directly flat on my back, and my back went pow. I could walk, but I was in a lot of fucking pain. And the handlebars hit the back of my helmet, slid down, and pinched my neck. Like, it pinched all the nerves in the back of my neck. I've had neck problems since. I've had back problems since. And, after that, I'm looking forward to me. I rode dirt bikes, crashed it like a million times, but I kept getting up there. I was a daredevil. I was kind of a daredevil when I was a kid, doing the jumping jumps and all that fun shit. And I can honestly say that my childhood was pretty rough from the time I was, I'd say, 4 or 5 to I was about 11 or 12. I was pretty rough right there. There was times where I was starving. There was times where we didn't have money, no food, barely could afford a place to live. There was times when I went to school smelling real bad because I couldn't take a bath because we had no water, no shampoo, no soap, nothing. I mean, it was terrible. I was homeless with a home, if that makes any sense. And I'm never taking anything for granted. Never. I'm so thankful for everything I get. be it. I have anxiety attacks about buying shit, people. I really do. I had damn near a panic attack buying a fucking cell phone, buying this TV, buying this computer, buying a PS3. I had panic attacks about shit like that. When it comes to my birthday, when it comes to Christmas, or when it comes to Father's Day, a day I would normally get a gift, I don't ask for that. This year I asked for one thing, and that's a fishing pole, because I love fishing. But other than that, I never ask for it. I joke around like, I don't want this, but I really don't want it. I don't expect anybody to give me anything. Usually I tell people, if you're going to spend money on me on a gift, I tell them to take that money and donate it. I really do. I don't want nothing for anything. Like if I get enough people and I can start fan mail, it doesn't mean I want gifts. It means I want letters. I want to meet people that I watch my channel. You know what I mean? And off of my childhood, I never asked for nothing because I knew I had to mature a lot quicker than I should. Especially in my teenage years. Most of my teenage years, I was taking care of my mom was a diabetic, severe diabetic. And it's just kind of a hard subject, so I might get a little emotional to it. But my mom was diabetic. She got pregnant, was stillborn. And after that, she got really sick, and she ended up losing half her foot, and eventually she would lose half her leg in my adult years, and she would end up passing away in 2006. But a lot of my teenage years was spent doing drugs, drinking, doing shit I'm not proud of. Do I regret it? No. It taught me a valuable lesson. But a lot of my teenage years, instead of being in school, I dropped out of high school. Instead of being in school, I was at home flushing my mom's PICC lines, massaging her lymphedema legs, or keeping her from getting infections in her feet. It was pretty rough, but it was my mom. I didn't care. I would have changed places with my mom because she was one of the most lovely people in this planet. And my childhood, I really didn't have friends. We moved a lot. I went to a lot of different schools, and being socially awkward, I guess you can call it, I really never made friends. I would always find that one kid that would take their time to talk to me, and they would become my friend. There was a lot of times those people that they were my friend, they'd stop being my friend because people would make fun of them, and it proved that they weren't my friend at all. But I can honestly tell you, growing up, not having that many friends, I cherish the friends I do consider my friends, that I do have. And my childhood taught me everything about being a man before I was ready to be a man. I've experienced death firsthand, drug addiction, alcoholism, murder, everything. And you're supposed to murder. Well, living in Baltimore, which is not one of the most pleasant places to live, I've seen people get stabbed, shot, all that stuff. And just sitting out back on my porch playing with my toys. And my mom, I love my dad to death, don't get me wrong, but my mom, she had to be with mom and dad. And she always made sure she always tried to make sure I didn't go with them. But my mom had her demons. She had her addictions to pills, mainly pills. Especially when she was sick because of pain. She was addicted to painkillers. My mom was addicted to sleeping pills. She was addicted to painkillers. She was addicted to uppers, downers, all around her. Very well. And I felt I was starting to go in the same track as my mom when I was a teenager. I was addicted to drugs. Not a lot of people know that, but it's something I need to get off my chest. I was addicted to drugs. Just nobody really knew it. I would go on these week-long stays at friends, and I'd be doing drugs. Anything I can do, except for the hardcore shit. And yes, I did cocaine before and everything like that. And it wasn't fun. I look back on that. That's one thing I do regret trying is stuff like that. But all in all, no one's perfect. Everyone has their demons, and I had my demons as a kid. Now, worst thing I do is I smoke cigarettes and drink a lot of coffee. But this story time isn't really one particular event. It's basically childhood in a nutshell, I guess you could call it. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Running on about 16 minutes. So I knew I said it'd either be funny or serious, or this is just me telling you the truth about me. So for now, this is Story Time with the Devil. Thank you guys for watching. I love you guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, view my other content, what have you. So for now, I love you guys. Story Time with the Devil.